Good evening, Brian. It's Thursday, and that means it's time for a Thursday Top 5. So today I wanted to talk about my top 5 favorite YouTube channels, or YouTubers, really. I apologize in advance if I've talked about this before. I tried to look back through the vlogs and I couldn't find any that were a Thursday Top 5 about YouTube or YouTubers. However, as I was writing down my list, I felt like I had talked about them before, so I'm not sure if I've done a Thursday Top 5 list before or simply mentioned a couple YouTubers before, but hopefully if I have done it or talked about it before, this list is a little bit different than before, and if it's not, well, hopefully I say different things about them than I did the last time. So these aren't in any particular order necessarily, although now that I'm looking at them, they're probably actually in descending order, with the first one I mentioned being the one that I like the most, and then the last one being the one that I still like a lot, just not quite as much as the others. So the first one is the Vlogbrothers channel. This is sort of the channel that got started on so many things. While I did stumble upon the Vlogbrothers because of seeing a couple Crash Course videos, watching the Vlogbrothers YouTube channel was really what started me into the entire world of Nerdfighteria and everything about John and Hank. It's what led me to really watching all of the Crash Courses that I've watched and discovering all of John Green's books, all of which I've read now, and hopefully will pre-order the one that he's going to release this October very soon. I listen to their podcast. I'm a big fan of everything that they do as brothers, all the different things that they're involved in, and they're involved in so many different things. But the Vlogbrothers channel is still the core of it, and it's still my favorite thing. I find both John and Hank really fascinating people and really fun people and really good people. And so I've watched every Vlogbrothers video that they put out, and every time that new ones come out, I watch them. And it's definitely, if I could only ever watch one YouTube channel again, it would definitely be the Vlogbrothers channel. The second one I'll mention is probably CGP Ray. I think I have mentioned this one before, but it's a really fun YouTube channel. He doesn't post super often, but the things that he posts I find really smart and really thought-provoking and interesting, and also he usually takes a different perspective than people would take talking about those same things. He sort of brings his own thoughts to it, and I feel like the way that he thinks is similar to the way that I like to think. He's very logical and he's very, fact-driven, and his videos often talk about things not quite being how they seem, or things being different than you were initially led to expect, or he takes things that seem complicated in his videos and explains them, and it really speaks to me. And I think I've watched every video that he put out, and while he doesn't put them out super frequently, I watch all the ones that he does put out because I just think they're really fascinating, and I think that I'm better for having watched them because they make me think about things. The next one is Mike Hurley. He is one of my favorite podcasters, if not my favorite podcaster. I listen to almost every show that he's on. In fact, because of him, I sort of listened to the whole of the Relay Network. I stumbled upon the Pen Addict first because I was looking for pen recommendations and found the Pen Addict blog, and then found the Pen Addict podcast and realized these were my people. But because Mike was the co-host on that, I heard the journey of them being on 70 decibels and that being Mike's own network, and then when they got brought over to 5x5 and how they were there for a while, and then when they left 5x5 because Mike founded Relay FM with Stephen Hackett. And so I've been following him for a while since then, and I have, similar to the Vlogbrothers, have sort of branched out and really become fascinated with and interested in all the different things that Mike Hurley is involved in. I listen to most of the podcasts he's on. I read his blog, not that he posts it very often, and when he started posting YouTube vlogs, I was really excited about it because I just think that he's a really cool guy, and seeing more about his life and seeing more content from him just seemed like a really cool thing. And so far I haven't been disappointed. He doesn't post vlogs very often, but when he does, they're very well done for someone who has just started out. They're very well produced. He takes the time to edit them and add things, and they're just a really fun thing, and it's nice to sort of see a bigger peek into his life. The next one I want to talk about is the channel Minute Physics. There's two similar channels. There's Minute Earth, which talks a lot about earth science and biological and environmental systems types things, and then there's Minute Physics, which deals more with physics and cosmology and astrology, or astronomy and all of that. And I like both of them a lot, and I watch both of them often, but I think Minute Physics edges out Minute Earth a little bit for me. It's created by a guy, I think his name's Henry Reich, and it's an animated series, and he draws all the animation himself, and every video talks about a neat thing, and it's similar to a lot of the channels I like and a lot of the podcasts I listen to, in that it's an educational style thing. So it's, a question and then explaining some concept or some idea or something, and it's really fun, and it's really thought-provoking, and it helps you learn things, and you think, it teaches you things that you wouldn't even have thought to wonder about, but they're also usually very short videos. Plus the animations are cool, and it's just a really good time. If you've ever got, 3-4 minutes to spare before you're doing something, or some time to kill, I would definitely recommend checking out a Minute Physics video because they're a lot of fun. And the last one I want to talk about is one that I very much still like, but I found myself just slightly putting it behind the others on this list, and that is the Vsauce channel. The guy that hosts it, Michael, is goofy and funny and interesting, and he talks about topics, again, that are sort of interesting and thought-provoking and in a very unique and quirky way, but it sort of serves to tie together different ideas or different conversations about the same concept together. Sometimes it's a little bit odd. Sometimes you're watching it and you're like, what are you doing? You know, he's kind of a weird, the way that he presents and hosts the show sometimes, but it's super thought-provoking and super interesting, and I just, you know, he talks about things that I'm really interested in, and so I like seeing his take on things and watching him talk about them. So I think that's it, Brian. Again, I hope this was not a duplication of a previous video that I've made. If it is, I apologize. So what do you think? Are there any of these YouTubers that you watch, that you'd like to watch, or that you haven't watched but are going to check out because of this video? And who are some YouTubers that you like a lot that I didn't mention in this? I'd love to hear your answers to that, and look forward to seeing your weekend vlog later this week. Have a good night, Brian.